Next to be diverted to Grand Junction, Colorado. Tonight, that flight finally touching down at LAX, and the passengers with quite a story to tell. Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand joining us live from LAX after speaking with some of them. Jory.
It was quite an ordeal today, Mark. That plane left Norfolk, Virginia about 9:15 East Coast time this morning. Those passengers got to the airport about 2 hours earlier, probably left for the airport about an hour before that. Add it all together, that's about 3:15 a.m. West Coast time, and they finally touched down here tonight. An unruly passenger aboard a Breeze Airways flight this morning from Norfolk, Virginia to LAX caused such a scene that passengers had to step in to help subdue him, and the plane had to...
Hey, did you see that?
That dude up like he was a baby.
Let me replay this again.
A passenger aboard a Breeze Airways flight this morning from Norfolk, Virginia to LAX caused such a scene that passengers had to step in to help subdue him, and the plane had to divert.
Oh man, honestly, when they do pick you up like that, you got to fight back. You just got to go to full crash out mode, because you just got embarrassed in 4K, and you probably gonna get arrested because of this outburst. You just got to go all the way through. You got to see it through.
Man, you flying from Norfolk to LA, that's a long ass flight, man. Just get it done. Sit down, just grit it out, get off that plane as quickly as you can. I never understood these people that want to make scenes on these damn flights, man.
Yeah.
To his credit, I was slightly defending
Who credit?
Airline, the guy who acted the ass, because airlines have been trashed lately, TR. I fly a lot, man. I've never seen so many delays, so many rude flight attendants. TSA sure doesn't help. Like, I get it, but at the end of the day, you have no leverage when that plane is in the sky. You have to look at them as federal agents. And you might have some armed protection on that flight, too. So, mind your manners, man. Just push through and get it done.
Yeah, so you're right. When you say armed protection, though, I don't think they have them on a lot of these flights, honestly, though, because some of these crash outs,
Right.
we never see when the federal marshals just show up and they like, hey, we're official over here. You guys sit down, or you getting arrested or tased or whatever the case is. It's always just citizens that have to step in. And particular in this case, though, because the video we reviewed previously was a woman crashing out, just trying to kick everybody in the face. And we had in that situation, it was a black dude that ran over to try to subdue the chick, which I said was a bad idea. I don't think you should be putting yourself in harm's way. And in this situation, it's kind of the same thing too, where it's another, and this is a big linebacker black dude. And the only reason I pulled this up, though, I think that men should not be getting involved with stuff like this, because it can easily go against you. Because how quickly could this have been a bad situation if that guy, let's say, I know he picked that dude up like a toddler, but what if that dude would have went a whole nother level and crashed out? Then you're responsible. Then you got to do paperwork on that. Like, hey, what did you do to contribute to this? And that guy, I'm not saying he would have did this, but if he would have had a panic attack, or people, sometimes they, a lot of pressure. They get a lot of stress on them. Sometimes you can induce a heart attack.
If he would have crashed out, like in a what if scenario, that whole plane would have teamed up against him. Airlines are one of the few times where this country is united by race, sexual orientation. Everybody is like, Ninja, sit down and shut up and let's get this done. I guarantee you, everybody would have clicked up, especially after 9/11. Everybody would have teamed up and combined powers and restrained that guy somehow. This is one of the few times we were united as a country.
You say that, though, but do you remember the Asian guy that crashed out, and then they tried to subdue him, and he had like all that blood dripping from him because he was like fighting back? And I forget if it was Delta or American Airlines, but they had to cut that dude a fat check, and he was the one crashing out.
You know what? There needs to be some type of waiver or something. It's assumed when you look at the terms and conditions of your flight, but it sounded to me like that wasn't a restraint. That sounded like a fight. Restraint is a way different scenario. We gonna put those arms behind your back, and you gonna eat some floor until you calm down, or sit in your chair and just shut the hell up. That's how it is.
Right.
To Grand Junction, Colorado.
On a level 4.
Have you heard of this flight?
Nah.
This airline company, Breeze? This ain't no Breeze. This is the new I forgot the other Temu airline, but
you talking about Spirit. And
Spirit.
talked about them with the roach story earlier this year.
Oh man, it's funny.
Disturbance now. They said they had him restrained. He broke out, and there's passengers holding him down there.
The air
See, this is what I'm talking about. They said they had him restrained. Like, think of it this way, MC. So let's say like you know, maybe you're traveling with some colleagues or something, and one of them has a meltdown or crashes out. Now you in a bad spot. Now you got to figure out, like, are y'all tripping or is he tripping? Because there's a lot of times where I've seen people, the mob crash out when the person that was in, I mean, we've seen that before where the guy that's crashing out is trying to warn everybody or tell everybody there's something to miss, but no one's listening or paying attention, and then everybody gets messed up. Like, I mean, there might be more movie-ish, but the point is, this guy was restrained. He broke out. He was definitely going through an episode, and it's funny that nobody wants to talk about mental health because this guy was having something. I don't usually play the mental health card, but something. I think a lot of these people crash out a lot when they in the air.
Yeah, and how are you going to determine someone's mental mind state before they get on a plane? Like, I don't know how you're going to rectify this because this seems to be happening more and more. But what I do know is there needs to be some type of waiver for good Samaritans that want to step in and help with stuff like this, because nobody wants to miss the last crash out we talked about was the lady who literally she missed a funeral because somebody was crashing out on the plane and delaying everybody else's flights. And matter of fact, we have a certain former track star we'll be talking about later who did something similar to that too. But
yeah, everybody forget about that.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. I don't really know how else to deal with this, but I would have lost my temper and I probably would have tried to restrain him, and I know a couple others would have as well.
Yeah.
Holding him down there.
The airline had to call in a new flight crew to finish the flight, so tonight, almost 8 hours after their scheduled arrival, these weary travelers finally arrived in LA.
Jory, why am I here after 7:45? I'm gonna tell you why. This Tony Hawk wannabe from Outer Banks, North Carolina, with his skateboard, had too many Bloody Marys this morning.
That passenger was heard using racist slurs and refusing to cooperate.
He's using racist.
See, I'm not for this, MC. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Call me a coward all you want. Look at all these. Why? Okay, first of all, there's like 4 or 5. What? This guy, and I think there were 2 more. First of all, how come all these other men then jump up and do something? This guy is, I mean, he's built like a toddler. So, you know, we've already established this guy is no physical threat. But you had to get the 6'7" black dude to take care of this guy. Like, this is what I'm talking about. A bunch of men stood by and let this thing go on, and then the black dude had to show up and like put this guy in his place. It seems like, you know, people are okay when it comes time to whoop somebody's ass. People are okay with this, but when it's time that somebody like to kind of step in and like, hey, somebody's got to do something, he ain't the only one there. And not to mention the flight crew. They didn't try to restrain him. They try to use their damn words. How come we got a whole bunch of women that are flight attendants, and I have seen some men flight attendants, but they ain't built like this dude, and they have a different persona. But the point is, we see a bunch of women that are flight attendants. They have to deal with this stuff, and it's messed up. Like, you shouldn't deal with any of this stuff when you're at work. And the guy probably did have too much to drink, or maybe he ingested something. I don't know what it was, and he was like tripping. But I tell you this much though. You should not be running up to take care of this guy, because again, this could have went so many different ways. What if he would have pushed him back and he would have been smacking people on the way back, on the way out, and somebody could have, like, I don't know, lost an eye. Like, I know it sounds like it's crazy, but it could have easily happened. And then you got to be brought into, like, say, a lawsuit, because we live in a litigious society, so we know a lot of people sue for anything.
Yeah. So generally, I would agree with you. In any other scenario, if I'm out on the street and I see somebody wilding out like this, yeah, I'm gonna let the police deal with it. But when you're up in the air like this, I assume everybody is a threat that acts like this.
I mean, that's true.
Ultimately, you're putting your life in someone else's hands whenever you take a flight. The pilot, the staff, whatever. And him just getting up and acting like this in this very small and contained space, he was making his way toward the cockpit, TR. So I got to do something at this point, because
yeah, but the
I got to
cockpit
get to where I need to be. Is it?
Yes, it's secured. As post, what was the Patriot Act? They lock up the cockpit.
That didn't stop him from moving up there, and Lord knows what he was trying to do.
Hey,
look, I'd rather overplan than underplan. I don't know what this capable.
I understand, But then this just goes to what I said earlier. These flight attendants, and you start having men on there that will do something, not flip their wrists. And then also they need to start having what do you call it? Federal marshals. I know you can't put them on that. Why can't you put them on every flight?
I
Because
looked it up, by the way, TR. They're on 5% of flights.
okay, yeah. See, all these flights that everything's going down. Like then maybe they need to start hiring enforcers. Maybe you should need to start hiring UFC fighters that just they jump on a few planes, and then if somebody gets unruly, somebody get out of pocket. Hey, you want to go talk to the dude with the mushroom ear or whatever what do you cauliflower ear? You want to go talk to that guy? All right, go ahead, because I guarantee you'll see a decrease in some of this stuff. And yeah, again, that guy, he was out of pocket though, but I don't think this guy should have been running over. I'm pretty sure he didn't get compensated for anything. I'm not saying you got to be rewarded, but again, there should have been more men running up over here, is what I'm saying. If it's that much of a danger, there should have been more men.
And a lot of these flight attendants, TR, they barely weigh 100 pounds. Like
they ain't built
get
for
a
this.
couple of linebackers every now and then, but yeah, definitely not built for it.
Yep.
Slurs. He's in people's faces.
F-bombs.
Now
N-bombs.
they said slurs, but all the video footage, I haven't heard him say it. I'm not saying he didn't say it, but I haven't heard him say it.
Even if he did, they just bleep it out. So who knows?
Yeah, true.
It's just stuff saying a lot of stuff.
I didn't expect racism to be I didn't think
They
you'd
turned
be
around
so
to black
open
passengers,
about
too.
it. Just to be yelling stuff on the plane like that with kids around. I was like, wow, that's low-key very, very crazy.
When a flight attendant asked for help, this man, fellow passengers called the linebacker in 17C, stepped in to help.
So he just got up
So
and just sat him down in the seat like a little kid.
Thank God for linebacker 17C because he really saved the day.
My son was on there, and there was other kids on there, and so I just had to, sit him down.
Sometimes heroes can be camera shy too.
Once I heard the flight attendant say, "Can somebody help me?" It was like I
That's
just
smart, TR.
saw
That's
black
smart.
almost.
Stay off the camera. Stay
Hey.
off the camera because he probably gonna try to do some legal stuff.
Hey, he could. But here's my thing. This is again what I'm talking about. Look, is anyone offering this to any Haktua? Is he getting a discount on his flight? He ain't getting any of this stuff. So
I ain't expecting Haktua here, TR. I'm expecting to get to my destination on time.
Hey,
that's what I need.
Look, I get what you're saying. All I'm saying is sir, we ain't got enough time to give you any Haktua, but here's a voucher or something. That's my whole point in all of this, though. None of this stuff is even if it's to the point where you're worried about the flight, because that's what it's telling me is that they think this guy was just loud and acting like that woman, and because the woman, by all intents and purposes, that one was way worse than what this guy did. This girl was trying to kick people, she's trying to punch people, and I guess she was out of line and she had to be on a stretcher, on a gurney or whatever. But her situation was way worse than what this guy did, and no one else. I forgot how that ended. I know it was two guys that ran up on her to subdue her, but no one else was running up with this guy. So all I'm thinking is that these are just people just yelling and screaming. And I get it's to me, I treat it kind of like a kid, the kid's just yelling and screaming. You really can't do anything about it. So I don't know if this guy really was a threat to the flight. It just sounds like he was just annoying, honestly.
It sounded to me like he had too many drinks because they mentioned Bloody Marys earlier. Now, what happened to the days where they would cut you off when you had a certain amount of drinks? Because bartenders are supposed to do that. And I know bartenders in the airport used to do that. And even the flight attendants on the flight, they generally supposed to cut you off after a certain amount. But
yeah, supposed to.
Yeah, it seems like that might have been something that was missed here. And those are the worst types of drunks. There's many different types of drunks. But those ones that turn into tough guys and they start acting crazy when they get too much in their system, nah.
Yeah, no. My hat off to that guy. I hope nothing comes of it. He doesn't try to get in trouble. And it probably was a good move that he didn't have his face disclosed, because to me that sounds like you could open up a whole bunch of other doors. That guy might try to come after him, but it's all good with him. And then they're talking about the slurs and everything. Again, why are you just talking to the black people? You're not talking to the white people either? As far as as many times I've seen a lot of white people show up for a lot of these you know, these marches saying that, hey, we're here for black people. They sure didn't talk to any of them, and maybe they just cut it out too.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there was something at the beginning that we missed or didn't catch that set this dude off. But all I know is, man, you better
True.
sit your ass down and be quiet so we can get this flight out the way. Because nobody likes flying. Let's just get it over with. Let's get it done.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, take some earbuds and, you know, hope you don't got our unruly kid behind you. That's the other thing too. If you got a kid behind you that's just kicking your seat.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, that if you sit anywhere near me, you better have your headphones on because my daughter is gonna turn up.
Bad.
She gets very excited when we fly. I ain't apologizing for it. I tell people
Oh
all the
man.
time, when you have kids on a flight, they often don't know how to deal with it, man. Especially when you're going up and they get that sensation in their ear.
Yeah.
I tell parents all the time, don't apologize for that, man. Everybody brings earbuds at this point. Put them on, chill the hell out, go ahead and watch a little movie, play your games, you'll be fine.
Hey guys, you know what that tells me? Y'all better pay to get in first class.
Pay to get in first class.
uh well, I mean, well, at least in first class you have a little bit of room, right? I mean,
Or
I
you
never
can
honestly.
sit in the exit row. You get some leg space there too.
Yeah. I meant like if you have people behind you. I think the only crazy thing that I've ever had on a flight was it was like 3 seats and I'm on the outside, chick is on the other side. I was traveling somewhere, and the chick in the by the window seat took her shoes off and put her feet on the seat between us. And I get it, there's no one between us though, but man, y'all too comfortable for this shit. Nah. This is, like I said, get your money up so you can get first class.
My question
Sometimes you have to deal with
is,
that.
are they feet that you wanted to see, TR?
Look, there have been men that had, I mean, she did have some nice pink toes, but I'm telling you this, there have been men that have been arrested for doing activities while a woman is sleeping or on a flight and taking pictures or caressing their
That's
feet.
true. That's
Like,
true.
again, I don't know why women do stuff like that. Don't put your feet out because you don't know what guy, or you know, if that's a you know, not a trigger, but you know, they crash out over stuff like that. So anyway,
You especially kind of gross if you taking your shoes off on the plane too, or in the
yeah,
airport for that matter.
yep,
Y'all wild.
facts. All right, we're gonna jump to the WNBA.